So this exercise is called Scribbling, and it is a kinetic release. There's a lot of ways to move and release energy, and kinetic release, or physical movement using your body, is one of them. So you've probably experienced this already when you're having a really strong emotion that you're having a hard time processing or facing, and you might be being tempted to just swallow it or ignore it or try to eat food and numb out from it. And then you go for a walk or a run or do a workout and you're able to fully process it and release it. So that is a kinetic release, and that is what this exercise is. This can be used for basically anything. It can go very deep. Not every exercise can. Not every energy release exercise can, but this one can. So you can use it for anything, and it's very, very simple. So what you're going to do is get a piece of paper, and we're going to start by picking what you want to work on. So we're going to section off just a small portion. In an energy session, sometimes it can take up to an hour to release a large chunk of baggage, and you might take several sessions. Some things are smaller and easier and you can release in one session. So there's some issues with only really partially releasing something. And you'll notice in my sessions that I want to make sure everything is wrapped up and nothing's left open or nothing's left incomplete. The beauty with scribbling is that you, on this exercise, you can section off just a small chunk at a time and release a small chunk every day until you've released the entire piece of baggage, whatever's causing the issue. And your subconscious mind can do that, which is great. So what you're going to do here is 5 minutes. It's a good dose, and you can start with that. If you want to move up to 10 minutes, that's great, but 5 minutes is a great place to start. And so you're going to give your subconscious mind and your energy some instructions. Tell your system what you want it to do. So you're going to get out a piece of paper and write 5 minutes of, and that's going to tell your system maybe the entire piece of baggage that's causing your knee pain is about this big. And you're telling your body, we're just going to take off like a 5 minute chunk. How much we can release in 5 minutes. We're just going to take off that piece, and then tomorrow we'll come back and do the next one. So with your piece of paper, you're going to write 5 minutes of, and then write whatever you want your body to work on. So if you've got right knee pain and you would like to start releasing any energetic imbalances that are contributing to that, then you're going to write that at the top of your paper, which tells your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, your energy, all of your systems, what we are focusing on during this exercise. And it works for anything. You can write 5 minutes of whatever caused my nightmare last night, 5 minutes of whatever's causing my hives, 5 minutes of the anger I feel right now that I'm having a hard time releasing. You just write it at the top, and then take any writing utensil or instrument and start scribbling. Now, as you're scribbling, you're going to picture in your head that this, whatever the imbalance is, it's like black little spots throughout your body, wherever the location is, kind of like mud. You're going to picture that, and you're going to imagine wherever it is located, it's going to move towards your shoulder, and it's going to drain down your arm, through your fingers, and down out your writing utensil onto the paper. So picture that as you get started. Imagine wherever it's located, this muddy energy is just traveling to the arm, and it's draining out your pen. And you're going to scribble for about 5 minutes. Your body will let you know when it's done, and it's usually about 5 minutes. It might be a little bit shorter or a little bit longer. And you can use any writing utensil, and you can scribble in any way. It doesn't matter. Do whatever feels, whatever comes. Does not matter at all. I usually like to use crayons because they're quieter, and then maybe sometimes finish up with a pen because it's easier to see at the end. So for 5 minutes, you're just going to scribble. And the beauty of this is you can do it while you're watching TV. You can do it while you're talking with people, maybe not a deep conversation, but basically you can do it mindlessly, which is amazing because that's so easy to implement into life. So you're just going to scribble and scribble, and you might find that you start going faster at some points, you go slower at some points, you push harder, lighter, direction changes. Just let it go, just let it flow, whatever comes out. And the way that you're going to know that you're done is that your body naturally makes an oval. Okay, like a sideways 0. Or that also can look like an empty chakra, letting you know that the release is completed. So your hand is naturally going to do that without you thinking about it, and that is when you know you're complete, when you are finished releasing that chunk that you sectioned off. Now, something to note is that if you've got zeros or circles but they're traveling, you're not done yet. Or if you have an oval but it's filled in and it's not empty in the middle, you're not done yet. So keep going until you get to this empty oval, and it just keeps repeating. Your scribble just keeps traveling around the exact same spot, making that oval. Now I find that with crayons, it can be a little bit hard to see my oval, or if it's filled in or not. So I like to use a crayon for most of it, and then when I get near the end and I think it might be done, then I'll switch to a pen because it's a little bit easier for me to see. So once you've completed that and you've gotten your empty oval, then you are done. And you can destroy, burn, throw away this paper. You don't want to keep it. You don't want to keep that energy around. So you throw it away and you are complete. This exercise is fantastic because it's so short that it's easy to implement. Sometimes doing daily energy release to help clear out our body, help empty that gumball machine we talked about, is difficult to implement. Even once you know how to do it and you've done it before, it can be difficult to implement. But if you can implement a daily routine of doing at least something to release some of your baggage, then that small bit over time is going to build up a lot. You're going to become a releaser, naturally releasing instead of accumulating. And so this one is so easy because you can do it while doing other things. It doesn't take that much focus. All right, enjoy.